Hey crafty people, welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting! Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to work on decorating our Z-Fold Infinity book that we made in the last video, but I didn't have time to decorate, so that's what we're going to do today. And I do have some digitals by Marley Designs and also by Love Junk Journals, which is Tracy Fox, and I think these are all from the Marley Designs set, but I'm not 100% sure because I figured this out and then put it around, and yeah, I'm all over the place. So I did pull out pieces that I want to use on here. And I think this is what I was planning on doing. I don't know. Actually, I think maybe we'll move that over here. And I think a good chunk of these were printed two to a page to decrease the size to fit to the scale of this piece. Now, I will leave a link to the video where we made this in the description box down below. All right, I want to rough some stuff up and ink edges, and so let's start with this guy. And this is the Edge Distresser by Heidi Swap that I have had for ages. Tim Holtz I know has one. If you don't have one of these, you can just open up your scissors and use that to distress edges, but I want to kind of go grungy on this sucker. So if you don't have a edge distresser, you can use your scissors to rough up edges. Just be careful. That's why I use this, because it's keeps me safer. And I'm gonna come in with a sanding disc too and crumple things up. So we're gonna get our grunge on this project. Probably grunging this more than what you're going to see, but that's okay. And I'm coming in now with Scorched Timber and adding a little bit of that on our edges. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and slide that stuff off and try and remember where everything goes and glue this on. He's definitely going to get roughed up. Oh, got a nice little tear in there. It's entirely possible this thing has gone dull. There we go. A few creases in and right in front of my face. If it was a snake, it would have bit me. And actually, I want to put Mailman on here. I'm trying to decide, I think, do I want to glue it on now so I can rough it up with this? And I think the answer to that is yes, but let's get a little, rough it a little bit before it goes on and then rough it on there as well. It looks like that was on there when it got folded up. Let's do some Scorched Timber. not going to push that all the way down because I think this might come up under there, because I want to do the mailbox, which I was thinking I wasn't going to grunge, but if I don't grunge, it's not going to fit in as well with that. So maybe we'll just do a little bit of sanding to make it a little aged. All right, that's gonna go there. Kind of want to just glue the top part down so that I can fit in the pieces that are going to go under. So we're going to go like so. Then let's attack this thing. Glue that on and then glue everything else down. It was supposed to be up way higher so that this was like at the bottom of there, but I think we're just gonna go with it. To try curling up this corner a little. And then add a little bit of my alcohol inked faux vintage tape. Find the right color. Little piece. Go there. And something I saw Crafty People do. She comes in and kind of, ooh, I like wiping off the ink. I want to put together our rip. Here's the question. Can I tuck it underneath, having put this on and thought of this after I put it on? Maybe. Yes. Using the bone folder. She like goes around the edge of where it's taped and burnishes it down. And then there. I really like that. Now I'm going to end up inking all of the edges on this thing, but I'll probably do that off camera because that is going to take a while and you are probably going to be bored to tears watching me do that. All right. So this pocket, I cut out a piece of paper, which I put somewhere. Right. And is this the right size? No. Did I mistake how wide I made these pieces? Yes, I was thinking they were 3 inches wide. They're 2.5. So cutting this at 2.5 means it ain't gonna fit. All right, I'm gonna need to go find some paper. Let's see. Let's get the rest of that out and we'll cut a smaller piece. Let's go 2 1/4. And we went how long? 4 1/2. I think we'll go this way this time. That will then fit. I feel like I glued this down really well, like need some pressing to get it open, and it's just, I should have gone 2 inches. I should have gone 2 inches. Dagnabbit. All right, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna trim it down, and I'm gonna just that little sliver off and then turn it around and do that little sliver. Re-round our corners, and now it will hopefully fit. It does. All right, I need to grab some stuff because I moved things around, and I'll be back. Okay, so I pulled some stuff out. I've got some ideas together to hopefully speed this process along. I may need to move this because I don't have enough space for my arm. Oh, let's do this. Okay, so for this page, we're doing the tag. I pulled some stuff out. I'm gonna test this out. We're gonna see how this goes. I may use this, I may not be using this, but I need to cut out the white inside. This is a scrap from either making this or making something I've recently made using the same paper pad. I'm trying to decide, do I want it there? Kind of like that. All right, I think I'm gonna stick this here. Let's glue it down and then we can trim it, including that top corner. And yes, I have paint on my hands. If you're new to my channel this year, which is 2026, I'm trying to work on destashing, reorganizing, and I'm redoing my craft closet. And I'm getting ready to do, it's the only place in my house that still has carpeting, and I decided I wanted to pull the carpeting up and put like peel and stick vinyl tile because I just want something quick and easy. And I'm getting ready to do that. All right, let's re-ink the edges. And I had pulled out some stuff from the closet, and I was looking at the closet, and it's like this beigey taupey blah color. Like, I have leftover paint from when I painted this room, which I am now realizing was 10 years ago. So I'm like, let's pull that out and repaint the closet. So I've been working on repainting the closet. All right, I'm gonna ink her up and grunge her up a bit, like we did with the guy on the front. Alright, I'm going to put her on at a slight angle and then put this on at a slight angle. Do kind of like that. Let's ink our edges. I want to add a little bit of cheesecloth behind this piece. Well, this is going to go in that pocket. It's a very tight pocket. I don't know why it's such a tight pocket. Let's see if we can get it to open up a little. I want a tab for the top. All right. Grab this one. I like that. I think I just need some label-y bits here, and I'll be happy with this one. This, but I want to stamp something on this. Let's pull out some stamps. I've got a Crafty by Tony stamp, and I'm sorry, but I don't know which one it is. But I think that will fit in there. All right, we're gonna do that. I have a feeling this video is going to be way too long. Let's grab. I'm going to go with Twilight, Versafine Clair. I'm just going to do the stamp bit. And try and remember to do it up, right side up. All right, I think what I'm gonna do is grab Versafine Satin Red and stamp those across there, and then grab those out. Cancellation mark. Let's use this one. And do that in red as well. Ink our edges. Do a little bit of sanding, just to age it up like everything else. Alright. Don't remember what I was thinking for that page, so we'll come back to that. This one, I pulled out some stuff to decorate the pocket with, and then this is going to go in the pocket, and what I want to do is kind of clip these together with a eyelet. So let's do that first. Feeling the desire to put like a rip in it, there and maybe up there. And ooh, that grip got a little bit bigger than planned, but that's okay because I'm going to use some of my faux antique tape on it. Let me grab an eyelet. All right, so where the faux eyelet is, we're going to put an actual eyelet. So let's go with that hole. Down all the way, and I'm going to grab a hammer and hammer that out. A distress hammer by Tim Holtz, so that's nice and distressed. This is going to go into our pocket like so. Now let's decorate our pocket. All right, I'm going to do the distressing process again. Add some cheesecloth to the back of her. Go. I like that. I think I'm going to leave that page plain. For this one, I pulled out a little circle that I figured we'd just add to add some interest to that belly band, and we need to make something for the belly band, but I don't know what yet. Another cluster down here. I'm thinking I want to stamp on that again. Let's just grab this guy. And I'm probably going to be very annoyed at myself for not putting those away. Ink our edges. So we need to come up with something for this pocket. Our pocket is decorated. I need to have a bit of a think. So I'll be right back. Okay, so I gone ahead and pulled out a bunch of stuff to hopefully speed this process along because, yeah, I'm afraid this video is going to be way too long. So what we're going to start with is this page I wanted to add a little bit of decorating to. So let's set that aside for a sec. because we need to do some work on these guys. What do I want to use? Yes. I've got a Crafty by Tony stamp, and I am going to stamp a number in the little box there. I also have got out somewhere around here. Oh, there it is, right in front of my face. The splatter stamp from Tim Holtz Sizzix Tiny Toadstools, which is, in case you're interested, CMS 377. And I'm just gonna do that, and we are going to ink our edges. I'm gonna be a little heavy-handed because I want to grunge up this red cardstock. Oh, and this is a die by Tim Holtz and Sizzix, and it's from the chapter 3, but I don't remember exactly which one it is. And I just want to knock back how white or how bright the colors are, and I'm gonna do the same on the globe. The globe's also from one of the chapter 3 sets. I don't remember which ones I pulled out. We are going to rough this up. Then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna punch a hole up here, stick a brad through, flatten that out, and then grab my Tim Holtz distress hammer thingy and bang that up so it's nice and distressed. Then I think I used, because I started working on the other side because it's going to take way too long. So we're doing something similar to this where we're going to add a piece of paper behind, and I just need to find a word too. And this is, I stamped this, it's from the Stamp by Creative Expressions, which I know they are no longer in business, but I'm trying to use the stuff I have in my stash, so sorry about that, but I am going to be pulling out stuff from my stash this year, so things may not be available anymore. And that one's definitely from the Tracy Fox Love Junk Journals kit. So there we go. That page is decorated. This page we did already. I'm gonna leave that plain. Now moving on to this one. What I want to do is grab a Crafty by Tony stamp. I'm gonna grab my Versafine Clair in Twilight. Well, that didn't go great. Okay, and now I want to add red as well. See how that goes. So I've got Versafine in Satin Red. That stamp was not cleaned off all the way when I started inking it up. It's okay, we're just going to take a paper towel. There we go. Cleaned that off. Okay, now for the background, let's do some splatter stamping. failed to pull out anything to decorate this with. I'm just realizing that now. I also am gonna grab a block and some vintage photo. And smoosh some of that on. Now I don't have to worry about the red and blue smudging a little, but the splatter stamping may get a little smudgy. This with my heat tool. All right. I got glitter on my mat from something else this week that I did. Let's do her. I think I like that. All right, let's grunge everything up. Some of my alcohol ink dyed tape. All right. That guy. No, actually, I do want to ink around the edges of this. And I'm thinking I want to round the bottom corners, maybe. All right, let's put this where it goes, which is under this belly band right here. And then we're gonna decorate these guys up. Okay, so for this pocket, I've got, this is Tim Holtz Sizzix. I think it's vintage labels, and it's the one where you ink the dye before you run it through, and I'm just gonna add some splatters to it and add some vintage photo. My craft desk is currently a complete and utter disaster area. It's a whole reinforcer, and I believe this is from a Globeland die set. And then I've got another piece of that stamped image by Creative Expressions. I just stamped it on some coffee dyed paper, and I'm tearing little bits of it off to use as elements. Did one for one of the other pages already, so I'm using that kind of as my guide. And these are, I think, both Crafty by Tony stamps. And so I need to grab a piece of paper to stamp those on. Oh, look, I have a couple extra ones that I stamped when I did the dark one. for some second generation stamping. So let's go with this one and add a little ink. Let's grab a scrap piece of paper and a circle stamp. So that's going in the pocket. This one, I'm just gonna rough up and stick in the pocket. Yeah, that's what I did for the other one. That one's gonna go in the pocket. And then this one I did some stamping on. So let's bring over our little mat. Let's grab the stamps we want. All right, I am gonna use Versafine Portobello, but I don't want it quite as dark. So, and I also don't necessarily need it to be perfectly stamped. I am going to stamp off on a piece of paper before stamping on here. That's a Crafty by Tony stamp. Then I've got Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp, and it's from the set. Give me a sec, I'll let you know. The other one that I used had something at the top. This one does not. I think it needs something up there. So we'll find something to stamp up there. Stamp set is Correspondence CMS 225. And we're do some splatter stamps. That will go in here as well. All right, next up is this page. Okay, for this page, I've craft challenge. Okay, so I've gathered a couple things, and what we're gonna do first is make a little faux envelope. So, got a piece of paper that I've cut roughly to size. I don't even know what the size is. It's, let's see, about 1.5 inches wide and 2 3/4 inches long. I'm gonna find my center on one end and fold each corner into the center. Then I'm going to fold this piece up to just underneath and fold this down. I think my side's a little off. Trim that. So here's our little envelope, and what I want to do here is grab my corner rounder and round the corner. So you got a cute little rounded corner. All right, so let's glue the sucker closed. Got a little faux envelope. And we are going to so let me, where's my, oh, and on this side, I'm just sticking a couple pieces of ephemera from the digital pack in our little belly band there, or side tuck. All right, so let's plunge these pieces up. What's next? I'm just going to decorate this page with another cluster and leave this page blank. So basically going to do what I've been doing all along. Rough up edges, ink, and glue stuff down. Crazy dogs in the background, please ignore them. And then this one, which, oh, that stuff. Yes, no, yes, yes. Okay. So I decided for this page, I want to do a little tuck spot in the corner. So that. Decorate this guy to get tucked in there. Okay, so the lunatics were mole hunting and actually got one that I had to get away from them. Sadly, he did not make it. But yeah, my lunatic mole hunters were out barking like loons in their quest to find the mole that they had already caught. All right, let's get an eyelet for in there. All right, so that's gonna go in this little tuck spot here. I am gonna have a bit of a cleanup, and then I'll show you everything else that I've done in here. Because yeah, I did some stuff off camera because this video is already gonna be way too long. So I'll be back after I clear some space. Okay, so I've had a cleanup. Let's take a final flip through of this, and I have finished all of the pages. Now this I may decide to decorate, but the belly band's really tight, and so I've got to figure out something that's not gonna make this any thicker. I apparently didn't finish these guys. I'll have to go back and finish decorating those. And there we are back at the beginning. So that's our Trifold Neverending journal all decorated. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that let YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.